Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome dear students. Inshallah today we will continue our unit 1. Okay. And today inshallah we will cover 2 lessons, lesson 9 and 10. Okay. We will cover the reading and the project inshallah. Okay. Before we start, let's recall what we covered in our previous lesson. In our previous lesson we covered the conversation. We heard the conversation a conversation related to and we answered the questions related to the conversation, and also we practiced trying to imitate the same conversation with a partner. This is what we covered in our previous lesson. Inshallah today, by the end of the lesson, you will be able to read about twins. Okay, we will read a text about twins. You will scan the reading for details, answer questions related to the text, prepare an advertisement for garage sale. This is the project related to the project part. You will do an ad for a garage sale. Okay, we will do it step by step. Okay, before we start, always when you are reading anything, before you read, you have to know why are you reading. Okay, you have to know the reason you are reading. Are you reading to find out the main idea? Are you reading to get specific information? Are you reading to learn the meaning of certain words? You have words, you want to know the meaning, you read it in a context. Are you reading to categorize information? Are you reading to learn new facts? Are you reading for enjoyment, only to enjoy? So we have many different reasons we read. When we read, we have to focus on. Today, when we are reading about twins, inshallah, I want you to skim the reading, listen to the reading, and then try to think about the main idea. This is what we are reading today, the main purpose of our reading today, inshallah. Before we start reading, when you're looking at the pictures on your book, look at the pictures and look at the title. You look just like me. So we're reading about people who look exactly the same. What do we call the people who look exactly the same? Yes, we call them twins. We call them twins, okay? This is what we are reading about. What do you know about twins? Do you have any information about twins? What do you know about the people who are twins? Can you tell me things you know, information you know about them? They look exactly the same. Yes, this is one thing. What else? Sometimes, yes, sometimes they have the same personality. صح? They have the same laugh. Okay, not only the appearance, their personality is the same. So this is the information we know about twins. Have you ever met any? Do you know any twins? Are you a twin? Okay. Have you ever met a twin? What did you first feel when you saw a twin? What did you feel? Is it exciting? Do you wish you had a twin? Okay. We all do. Okay. Now let's look at these words. You can't find it in our book. We said that twins, they look similar in physical appearance, and also they look the same in personality. Okay, so when you are talking about similarities in physical characteristics, the way they look, their facial structure, their body shape, okay, the physical thing, you say, you look like me. This is an expression you use. We resemble each other, okay? We look like each other. Like here, for example, my sister and I, we look like each other, okay? We have similar hair, similar height. So you describe how you look physically the same. We look alike. Okay, and when you are describing similarities in habits and personalities. Okay, so we're not looking at the appearance, we are looking inside the habits, their daily routine, and also their personality. How do we describe if you have the same personality? You're like me. Okay, like for example, if your sister she said, I hate sushi, you're like me. Okay, so you have the same things you like and you don't like. We are like each other. This is an expression you use. We are alike. Okay, this is some phrases we use when we describe in physical and personality. Okay, now let's look at the reading, page 9 to 8 to 9. Okay, we have the reading. Let's hear it together, and then I want you to choose the main idea of this first paragraph. Okay, let's hear it together.
Hi, Eddie. We're going to be in math class together again this semester, aren't we?
Sorry, I'm not Eddie.
Nice to see you again, Bobby.
Sorry, I don't know you.
You're Bobby, aren't you?
No, I am not. I'm Eddie.
This is the story of an amazing coincidence. 3 brothers, triplets, met for the first time at the age of 19.
Okay, so here in the first part of the conversation we had a conversation. The first part of the reading, we have a conversation between 3 people. 3, what did they call them? Triplets. What does triplets mean? Are they twins? Twins, we say twins when they are 2. We say triplets when they are 3, okay? So this is a story of an amazing coincidence. 3 brother triplets met for the first time. So this is the story. We will read the story about them, okay? So for this first part, which main idea are we gonna choose, A or B? The names of the 3 orphan brothers. Did we read only about the names? Or how 3 orphan brothers found each other? So which one is the main idea? Which one, A or B? Excellent, it's B. B, so you have to, this is the main idea. This is basically what this reading, first part of the reading about, okay? Now let's hear the next paragraph.
Bobby Shafran started a new semester at Sullivan Community College in New York. The previous semester, Eddie Galland was a student there. The 2 teens looked exactly alike. Another student confused Bobby with Eddie. And then he realized that the boys were probably brothers. That student introduced Bobby to Eddie. The 2 boys found out that they were in fact twins, born at the same time. The boys were orphans and grew up in 2 different families. The families didn't know that their baby boys had brothers. But even more amazing was this. After the story was in the newspapers, another boy, named David Kelman, realized that he was their brother too, also born at the same time. So the twins became triplet.
Okay. This is the story related to the conversation in the first paragraph, okay? And this is the third paragraph. Let's hear it together.
There are many touching stories of orphans who meet for the first time as adults. Another well-known story of twins is that of Daphne Goodship and Barbara Herbert. They met for the first time at the age of 39. When they met, each was wearing a beige dress and a brown jacket. Blue was their favorite color. They both liked their coffee cold and black. Well, perhaps that isn't very surprising, is it? But how about these similarities? They both fell down some stairs at the age of 15, and later they had problems with their ankles. They both used the same recipe book and sometimes cooked the same meal on the same day. And to scientists who studied them, they had similar personalities, they were talkative, and they laughed a lot. Because of this, they were called the Giggle Twins.
Now for the third paragraph, we read it together, we heard it together. We have 2 main ideas here. We have 2 main ideas here. The similarities, the reading is about the similarities between the Giggle Twins or how the Giggle twins found each other. Is this story telling us how did they meet or how they are similar and different? Yes, the main idea of this paragraph is A, okay? A, the similarities between the Giggle friends, okay? How they are similar and how they are different, okay? Now let's move on to the last paragraph.
Scientists like to study such cases of twins. They want to answer the classic question, what's more important, heredity or environment? Studies with twins like the Giggle twins seem to make a case for heredity, don't they? The twins grew up in different environments, but still the twins are very similar in many ways. But are all the similarities just coincidences? What do you think?
Here they mentioned how they have a question. How, what changed our personality? What forms our personality? Is it something genetic? They called it heredity, okay? Or we get affected by our environment, the people around us. I think they mentioned the story of the twins to show us that even they are grown up in different places, they don't only look alike, they wear the same and they have the same coincidence. So it's an example of heredity, something we genetically acquire when we're young, okay? So here, the last paragraph. Is the paragraph about coincidence in life or the heredity versus environment debate? Which one is it? Yeah, it's about B. This is the answer, okay? This is the main idea. Now let's move on to after reading. Answer the questions about the reading. How did Bobby and Eddie first meet? How did they meet? From not the first paragraph, the conversation, the second one. It's about the three triplets, صح? طيب, how did they meet each other? Can you tell me? Yes, excellent. They met when another student introduced them. So they have another student who introduced them to each other, okay? Question 2, what happened when one brother read the newspaper? So what happened? 2, they are studying in the same place and they met each other. And they wrote a story in the newspaper. And what happened? Excellent. The third brother read it and he realized he was born the same and he looks like them. One brother read the story about Bobby and Eddie and realized that he was their brother too, after reading their story in the newspaper. Question 3, how were the Giggle twins similar? They mentioned some similarities between the Giggle friends. How are they similar? How they are different? What did they say? Okay, can you give me examples? Can you read the third paragraph? It's about the Giggle friends. Read it, try to find out the similarities. Let's see it together. They wore similar clothes. They had the same favorite color and liked coffee the same way. They both liked coffee. They both fell downstairs at 15 and they both used the same recipe book. They were talkative and laughed a lot. So all of these are the similarities between the Giggle friends. The last question, why were they called the Giggle twins? They mentioned the reason in the same paragraph. Why did they call them that? Because they laughed a lot. They laughed a lot. This is the reason. Okay? Now look at these, exercise B. Look at these words here. Okay? You have to match it with the meaning. So here we have the meanings and here we have the words. You have to match them with each other. We have coincidence. What does coincidence mean? Confuse, okay? Orphan. What does orphan mean? Heredity. We already talked about heredity. What does it mean? Triplets. Touching. Okay, what does these words mean? Please when you are choosing the meaning, refer to the reading. So you have to see the word in the middle of the sentence to see the real meaning of the word, okay? Pause the video, think about it, choose the correct answers, and then compare your answer with your friends. Let's see the answers together. For number 1, coincidence. What does coincidence mean? It means see a situation in which two things happen together by chance. Something by chance. Something you met your friend by chance. This is a coincidence. Like when the 3 triplets met each other. One just read it in the news. This is a coincidence, صح? It's not planned. Number 2, we have confused. The word confused. What do you think it means? B, think wrongly that a person is someone else. When you look at one person and you think he is someone else, you feel a bit confused. I thought you are like if we look back at the conversation between Eddie and Bobby, they say Eddie, Bobby, he was confused. He wasn't sure he's talking to whom, صح? Orphan, what does orphan mean? Orphan mean a child who has lost his parents. So if a child was raised without his parents, we call him or her an orphan, okay? 4, heredity. What does heredity mean? What you get from your parents. Something we get from our family genetically, okay? Triplets, number 5, triplets. What does triplets mean? 3 children born at the same time. This is what does it, triplets mean. The last word, touching. What does it mean? Having a strong emotional effect. You feel touched, you have a strong emotion, okay, toward an event or something. Now, role play an interview with one set of twins or triplets in the article. So you have to choose either the giggle twins or the triplets, the 3 triplets. Choose one of them and imagine that you are interviewing them. You're asking them questions, okay? Imagine how would they respond to these questions, okay? This is a speaking exercise. You have to practice. Imagine that you are an interviewer. You interview these twins or triplets, and practice it with your friend. After you finish, you have to introduce it to your, present the interviews to the class. You have to do that, okay? طيب, work in a small group. You will not work alone. You will work with your group, okay? And take turns being twins or triplets. Yani one will be the interviewer, one will be the first twin, second twin, or if you are 3, then you will work in group of 4 interviewer, twin 1, twin 2, twin 3, okay? Bobby, Eddie, and the 3rd one, okay? So, and then what are the good and bad points? You have to cover these questions. These can help you to form the conversation. We have this question. What are the good and the bad points about being a twin? You can ask, as an interviewer, ask this question. And then listen to your friends when they respond. What did they respond? Is your twin your best friend? You can ask them this question and listen how would they respond to these questions, okay? Look at this sample. I wrote this sample conversation, okay? The first question, or interviewer or me, what are the good and the bad points about being a twin? The first one, I imagined that I'm interviewing the giggle twins. I chose the giggle twins. You can choose the triplets or the giggle twins, okay? So the first one, I think we resemble each other, so people sometimes get confused between us, okay? The second one, the good thing is we look alike. I can pretend to be my sister anytime and no one will notice, okay? This is how the second twin responded. This is an imagination. The second question, is your twin your best friend? The first one said, of course. She is my best friend. We spend most of our day together. Twin 2, we understand each other's feelings. She is my best friend because she understands what I feel without even speaking to me. Okay? This is a conversation. We imagine how would they respond. Okay? You have to do something similar and present it to your class, to your friends. Okay? For the discussion, we have this part, the discussion, we have many questions. What do you think that cases like the Giggle twins show? When we read about the Giggle twins, what did this show? When they both were raised in different places, صح? طيب, they showed us a lot of similarities. This message, what does it tell us? It tells us that twins or triplets, or they acquire things from their parents. The heredity, they're an example of heredity, صح? Do you agree with this? Do you think you and your friends, you don't have to be a twin. If you're looking at you and your siblings, do you think you have similar personality or you're totally different? Think about that. With twins, they showed us that they acquire the same personality even when they are in a different environment. Okay? Question 2, what do you think is more important in people's personalities? Okay, heredity or environment? Okay, do you think the environment we live in affects our personality? Yes or no? If you say yes, you tell me why, and if you say no, you have to tell me why. Do you think we acquire all our personality? Some of you said yes. Like, for example, if you are a shy person, then this is something you acquire. But some people, they are shy because something happened in their environment. So it depends. I believe that both these affect our personality, shaping our personality. صح? Can you give an examples? Can you give us any examples? Can you think of an example? Like the twins, the Giggle twins, they laugh the same. This is a really important example. It shows how when they are living in a different environment, they have the same laugh, they like the same colors, they like the same things, okay? Think about your own family and people you know. Now think about your family. Who do you look alike? When you say who do you look alike, do I talk about appearance? Yes, yes I do. So do you look like your brother? Do you look like your sister, your mother, your father? Discuss it. How are you similar and how you are different than your family members, okay? And then talk about your personality, how your personality is. Are you more like your mother or are you like more your father? Do you have similar personality more to your father or more to your mother? Think about how they are. All your family have different personalities, but look at the similarity and the differences and discuss it with your friends. Okay? Now imagine, here I want you to imagine, before we do the project, we'll move on to the project. We finished with the reading, we will move on to the project. Imagine you have some things you don't need anymore. Imagine that you are in your home and there are some things you don't need anymore, okay? Like for example, if you have an old computer, you don't want to throw it away. It can work, okay? It can operate, you can type on it, but you already have a new one. What would you do with the old one? What would you do? You give it away? Yeah, this is, give it to someone who needs it. This is really good. But what if you need the money? Think about, you need some money and you have some things, not only the computer, many things you don't need. What would you do? Do you give it away? You sell it? Some of you say, we will sell it. This is what we are doing. We will try to sell our old and good shaped things, belongings, and sell it for money, okay? So what are we gonna do? We will hold a garage sale. This is what we are doing. We have things we don't need. It can operate. We have a chair. It's in a good shape. You don't want to throw it away. You have a computer. You have some decorations. You have some kitchenware. You don't need it. You have a new set of kitchenware. What are you going to do with an old one? You can give it away, or you can sell it using a garage sale. How are we going to do or prepare for the garage sale? You have to think about all these 4 things. You have to think about when are you going to hold the garage sale, so you have to write a date, صح? And then you have to write about where are you going to hold it? Are you going to hold it in the garage, in your ride, in front of the mosque? Where are you going to hold the garage sale? What to sell? What are you going to sell? Think about the things you will sell, okay? And then design an announcement. You have to design an announcement so you can give it or send it to people so they will know and come to your garage sale and buy things, okay? So for your project, work in a group. You will not work alone. Work in a group of 4. Prepare an advertisement for a garage sale, okay? So I showed you the steps. You have to think about when, where, and what to sell. And now we will move on to preparing the announcement, okay? So when I said I'm gonna, يعني خلاص I thought about next Saturday from 4 to 7 p.m. This is the time. طيب where? In front of my house, near my garage. This is the location. This is where I will hold my garage sale. You have to write down notes so you can prepare your announcement. What are you going to sell? I'm going to sell a computer, decorations, and kitchenware. This is the things I'm going to sell in my garage sale. Think about other things with your friend, with your group. Discuss it. Try to write down your information so you can form at the end this announcement. This is the announcement we are for the garage sale. I'm sure you're going to do much, much better than this one. You can post pictures in it and make it more attractive. We have garage sale, great prices. So people will say, it's a good prices. I want to attract people. Great opportunity. Join us this Saturday, January 5th, 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. For location, scan the code. I put the code so they can scan it and go to the location. Or you can write details, the location, or you can write a cell phone number for reference, okay? This is what you will do as a homework. You will design something similar to this, design an announcement. Also, you have to do workbook page 93. Page 93, this is what you will do as a homework, okay? If we want to recall what we covered, we read about twins, the triplets and the giggle twins. Also, we scanned for the main idea and we answered questions related to the text. And for our homework, we learned how to prepare for an advertisement for garage sale. This is what we covered in our lesson today. Thank you for listening, and inshallah I will see you next class.